Hello everyone. We've got ourselves a winners finals match here in Critter Clash 2022 between Grey and Nisperox. Joining me here, we have Weenie or Carl,
Hello, man. My name is Carl. I'm here to help cast.
and we've got ourselves an exciting match here. Game one going to be played on Cenote. Very nice looking map. Very interesting one to watch play out. Lots of choke points. But what I'm more interested in talking about are the players that made it here. We've got Nisperox, who I think most people expected to make it this far. He is one of the strongest players right now. But
Yeah,
on the other side of the bracket, more interestingly, we've got Grey, who is, well, from my perspective, he's brand new. I've never seen this guy before, but he has just been taking names all the way to winners finals here.
yeah. So I mean, this tournament's been great because we've seen a lot of new players come to the top. Honestly, both Gray and Nisprox, neither of them have been in tournaments before, much less the winners finals. So this
Indeed,
is really,
we've got Grey spawning in the Grey on the top left, and Nisperox on the bottom right. In the pale blue, the cyan, rod up, similar timing for both players. Now, you can see there's some very interesting expansions here. You've got your sort of natural here that's quite defensible. You've got nice high ground. It's hard to get into, but the real money are these side expansion points where there's just a lot more coal.
yep. And
And
you'll see
this
that.
map really has a billion geysers. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it does. And this does. You'll see Gray's going with a slightly faster rod build order here.
He's got
Uh,
three up already. This Brock's only just starting a second one. I'm expecting Gray to go really. Are these going a four rod too? Now,
So
this
that's
excites
actually
me.
so yeah, so Matt, this is something that has actually been popularized by Nisperox and Yagami more lately, going this very heavy electricity build very early into level two. Uh, and so this is actually
Oh,
something that Nisperox popularized himself coming in newly. I mean, this is something Kiki has adopted recently.
yeah,
A
Kiki
lot
was
of
telling me
players.
about. I was not convinced. Nisbrock's going two already. Gray still not started it. He's going for this generator down here. I'm wondering if
So
Nisbrock's going to put up any early pressure. This fence should help curb some of it, but
I mean,
we got
Gray has 5 henchmen coming down south here, so something interesting is about to happen. He's
yeah,
stolen
he's
one of
not level
Nisprox's
two
geysers.
yet.
Ooh. The question is Nisprox going to see these henchmen that Gray
I mean,
has tried to
almost
sneak?
certainly, right?
Like, especially now that he's sneaking around like that. All right, so it looks like whatever Gray was going to do, he's aborting. I
I
mean,
have a feeling he was maybe trying to steal this expo here. He
oh, this
not
is
able to
rough.
quite get it. Get some
So
lovely
this,
little cuttlefish coming along the map here. They will chew through those fences, and with the camo, they can really wreak havoc on the expansions as well. And if these henchmen get picked off, Gray is kind of stuck in his base. He's walled himself in. Yeah, he's got that geyser in the bottom left, but
yeah, I think it's.
not
I
really
mean, I
sure.
think it's fairly clear at this point. Gray was trying to do kind of an expo takeover in the lower left. He was going to attack from there. That got immediate. I mean, that's he was not expecting his procs to expand there. I think in
Oh,
general,
and he
people,
is. He's
and
just not
that's
able to get units up in time.
no, this procs got the initiative, and
This is going to be
now
a really hard one to defend. I
it's
mean, with the massive units in this Brox, Gray has to build a CC at home or something because he's just trickling units out and they're just getting sniped down immediately. And with the regeneration on this Brox's units, doesn't even matter if they take a little bit of punishment. That poor Coyote was in an ill-advised position. Poor Coyote? Porcupus.
and yeah, and so I mean these coyotes are relatively low health, high defense, so Nisperox's regeneration perforate range is perfect matchup against them.
I mean, Gray really needs to sort of pull back here. He's got nothing, but it looks like Nisprox is really taking over the map here. Yeah, he's going for the bottom geyser, and yeah, Greg calls it. He goes for a risky opener, and it does not pay off for him.
Yeah, I think Gray definitely got unlucky there. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it was a really greedy play, and Nisperox going for a bit more of a standard level 2 timing and just pushed forward with it and able to take game 1 pretty convincingly.
Yeah, no, that was a very convincing game 1. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we'll see how the next one goes. We'll see what Gray's counter pick is.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited to see because I don't know very much about Gray and his playstyle.
Yeah.
So, interested to see what he whips out. Nisperox has been pretty dominant across the board this tournament so far, though, so we shall see.
All right. So Gray is hosting the second game.
We've
It
got
looks like right now it's Ring.
Oh,
Ring is
Ring is a scary map.
Ring is a scary map. I mean, we saw Gray recently against B-Champ on Ring. He convincingly took down B-Champ, who's not to be trifled with, who he himself has taken down Sniper this tournament. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Gray probably feels comfortable on it, and we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you say Beachhead took down Sniper. Gray also did the same earlier on.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Here we go. 187 ping. Let's see if Gray's got anything special prepared for his counter pick here, or if he just wants to be cramped. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Ring. This map gives me nightmares about Archerfish.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a map where you get very intimate very quickly. There's a lot of coal in the middle. There's also 2 generators right on that center coal.
Yeah,
So, you know, if you want to win the game, you pretty much have to take center on this map.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not very much space. So as soon as one player takes a slight advantage, it can very easily snowball so quickly.
And your bases are just so close to that huge center middle coal pile as well that once the middle player takes it, it's a very short walk right into your lab.
Exactly. I'm excited. Right. Both players have an army prepared. I mean, I imagine armies prepared for most maps. So
my guess is Nisperox watched Gray's game on Ring, so he knows kind of what's going to happen with Gray, and he suspected he might pick it given his success on it this tournament. Because Nisperox in general doesn't tend to have armies with names of maps, so I mean, I think he was preparing for this.
All right, we've got Gray on the bottom right here, and Nisperox up in the bottom left, and Nisperox up in the top right. Sorry, I am 3 years old, and I don't know my left from my right. Gray with a very early rod here, only 1 henchman pulled, but Nisperox yet to start one. Probably see a few down shortly. There it goes.
Yeah, and Gray's going a second rod pretty early.
He's just got this 1 henchman stuck on menial labor. This poor guy.
Look at him go. His friends are hanging out over in the coal mines. He's just sitting here by himself, all lonely.
Nisperox pulling an early few henchmen. He's rallying them. Is he going straight for the middle coal, or is he?
Yeah, he's gonna. That's
he's getting started on that straight away.
This is good. I love these four coal starts because it honestly it pushes Nisperox out of his comfort zone of his normal rod build order. So it's been nice because I honestly haven't seen him do other build orders except for these 4 coal starts in this tournament.
Gray is just going for his the Nisperox build, I suppose, and he's going to walk into mid and find it fully staffed nearly.
Oh man, that's just demoralizing when that happens.
Yeah, going for the generator, the consolation prize.
I mean, he saw how many henchmen were there. He knew, his 4 henchmen weren't going to stand a chance. Especially Nisperox is very strong with henchman punching, and so Gray's doing a sneaky workshop here.
You say sneaky. I don't know if that's how I describe it.
Well, he got it up, and he didn't actually lose any henchmen in the process. So I think
Nisperox about 50% ahead of Gray in the level 2 race. This isn't looking too good for Gray. He needs to push for these side expos. I mean, it's not exactly what you want, but
We'll see.
a
We'll see.
sound beam tower.
So Gray, it's interesting because Gray went a high electricity early build. He needed that workshop up in order to convert that electricity into coal. So I suspect that's why he snuck in there. And so Nisperox is coming out with these pure swimmers that he's swimming around. Very useful on a map like
These
this.
two Neils be extremely oppressive, especially when you get the initiative like this. I mean, once he starts building up a mass of them, it's going to be so difficult to respond. Yeah, Gray basically forced to put down 2 water chambers here.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's tough because that sound beam does not defend his gen, and that gen is very important to his economy currently. So here,
Poor
Gray
Gazilster
comes with
trapped
this.
in a blue circle. And
I
yeah, the
know.
thing about these two Neils is they are so speedy. If you get caught out of position, they will simply run away, kite you out like no tomorrow. We've got these lovely hammerillers, but I mean, they shoot so slow, they move so slow. These two Neils are just going to dodge the volleys.
Problem is,
Oh, but he's taken a few. Oh, not quite losing too many units there.
the problem is Nisperox's henchmen are the perfect counter to taking out these artillery.
Yeah, they really need support, and here come the wolf eels. Oh, these guys have legs, I'm afraid. That's not very cost efficient.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Gray.
Yeah, Gray is not in
But
a good position here. Nisbrock kind of completely taking over the map, and Gray's not responding. These side expos have been completely untouched. So the amount of money that Nisbrox has right now, ludicrous.
yeah, and the amount of henchmen he's built in the middle is nothing. Like, yeah, there's nothing Gray can do at this point. I mean, I think what really got Nisperox this game was getting those two Neils out early, getting them around to the side, and putting
Yeah,
pressure on that
I
generator.
mean, looking from the previous game as well, it's Nisbrock's just going for an earlier level 2, and Gray almost not respecting it enough because you can't really afford to go for these sort of greedier builds if your opponent is just going to kill you.
Yeah, and I mean, also when I came onto the scene about a year ago, the meta seemed to be everyone went a slightly slower level 2. You build 2 chambers, and those 2 chambers were enough to create an army pretty quickly, and you could throw some sound beams down and fend off level 2 rushes pretty easily. What Nisprox does is a little different, and he goes an earlier level 2. He puts down 1 chamber, so that's not 200 resources or 250 resources wasted, and he just continuously produces units out of this 1 chamber that was put down a little earlier, and a lot of times that's enough to give him the edge on unit production, so he can save that initial coal and just continuously put on pressure.
I mean, especially when he's getting the jump, like if you've got a small mass of units and you can pick off the enemy units as they spawn, it's just going to snowball out of control. We've seen that in game 1, we saw it in game 2 as well, so we need to see Gray going for something different, I think. At least going for a scout, because he's almost getting caught sleeping.
Yeah, well, I think the first game, Gray's rush got detected, and it's hard when you're playing against a player like Nisperox to come back from that. When he has the momentum, he's following his plan, he has his units, because Gray didn't have an expo at that point to go to. This game, I think, yeah, Nisperox was earlier to pump out level 2 units, and that won him that game. Gray invested in sound beams at the middle.
Control.
I know.
All right, let's see what Gray decides on for game number 3 here.
I know.
Maybe a larger map might favor him because, I mean, he's been caught with his pants down at level 2 a couple times here. So maybe just like a soothing oasis or something, just slow down the game a bit.
It's true. Just like a little background on Gray is he came in and he actually was in the Triples League with me. He's a huge fan of 2v2s and 3v3s. He actually didn't start playing 1v1s until very recently, honestly, right before this tournament. So
well, there you go.
He's used to bigger, slower games, and his macro is very strong. So we saw that against him and Sniper, him and B-Champ. his macro is very strong. And
Yeah, and I
Nisperox,
think a map like Red Beach does
there
him a
we
lot of
go.
favors.
And yeah, Gray has had success on Red Beach. It's not a commonly played 1v1 map, and it's huge. So
Yeah. I do think, especially after that game too, it's almost what you have to do. Just try
yeah,
something completely different because, I mean, yeah, it's clear that Ring wasn't working out there.
right, right.
But yes, I'm excited to see. Maybe we'll see a game that goes to level 3. That would be
Fingers
exciting.
crossed. Let's see.
All right, looks like Gray has a problem with his army. Not a problem. My aunties are missied up.
And so I actually don't know if I've ever seen Nisperox play this map.
Yeah,
I
I'm not certain I have either.
Oh my gosh, but he has a pre-made army for it. Nisperox is ready. Nisperox
He's
is a
come
winner's
prepared.
final, and he has an army for every map. Wow, this is good. This is great.
Yeah, it's always nice to see people prepared. The map list has been on display for a couple of weeks now, so it's nice to see players putting in that extra bit of preparation. Even if these maps don't necessarily come up all the time, if someone has a curveball for you, it's nice to have something prepared and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, Gray will just be a moment and we can get right back into the action.
All right, and he's back already.
Let's go. I'm
Gray
excited
as well.
what he brings in. One duel.
One duel. That is one of his classic armies. It's not even specifically for Red Beach. I wonder what edit he made.
Yeah, what tweak could possibly have gone in for the specific
Exactly.
Red Beach matchup?
Yes.
All right, looks like we're getting readied up, getting into this game. Let's see if Gray can turn this set around. We've seen a couple of reverse sweeps this tournament so far. Let's see if Gray can join them in the rankings.
I mean, this is his last chance. This is his map
Yeah.
pick. It's 0-2 right now for Gray. If he loses this, then
It is do or die.
exactly. This is it. All right, Gray's taking a deep breath before he presses start. So in general, Gray's tactic on this map I've seen has been to go to the center. We'll see
Yeah,
if he does
there's
that here.
there we go.
Oh,
This rock's
This
getting
Prox
even
is the host. I
closer.
forgot. Oh, yes, good.
But yeah, we'll get a closer look at this map once we're in the game. There are a lot of resources focused around that middle area. And yeah, it's usually where we see most of the fighting. We've got Nisperox up on the top left and Grey down bottom right. And here we go. This is the sort of gold mine. Why is there only 3 coal piles on this side? Who knows? But there's resources abundant in the middle. Not very much safe
Just
expos to
feels
take.
that 3 coal just feels wrong to me. You know, if 2 of them were 3 and one of them was 4 and it was symmetrical, that makes sense.
Yeah, what is
But
this?
like
This
either
is.
take one out of the
I'm
bottom
actually
right
really
one.
upset at
Just
you, Relic. What?
take one out there. Tellurian team, we need an edit. All right, so it looks like Gray is going earlier rods. Nisperox is going his classic 1 rod build. He's sending one. He's started to do scouting rods, which I haven't seen him do. I know he asked me
I mean,
for this.
this is just a small optimization, right? He's rallying henchmen out, and it's just like, oh, I guess we'll plop a rod down on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Gray's got 3 rods up and ready. Nisperox, much the same. And Gray's actually going to have his henchmen moving out slightly earlier.
Yeah, Looks Gray's going out with six
This is good
henchmen.
news. But Nisperox is going a faster too, so we need to see.
Yep.
Oh, Gray queuing up another henchman. Oh, this is a bit
So,
scary.
I mean, Gray's queuing up, but Nisperox is making a creature chamber down there. So I think he's seen Gray's games, and it looks like he might be able to creature chamber, build units, and then push middle. And I've seen this strategy a lot from Nisperox. It's very powerful, especially because henchman punching is also very powerful.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Gray.
I mean, Gray
He has hit two. He has hit two, and he's able to get these chambers down. This is really good because Nisperox hasn't started mining from an expo yet. Gray
Yep,
does have
and
a minor resource lead. This is a confusing fence to me. But
so
here we go.
Gray,
He's got his chambers.
I
This is
think
good.
Gray is kind of anticipating this is good. He's microing his henchmen away, allowing him to create units out of his chambers. He has a workshop up, so he is able to convert as well, which
The
is the
herding bonus
advantage of.
coming in.
So this is rough. This is where Nisperox's early chamber and early pumping out of units from one chamber can just turn the tide in
Can't
his
help but
favor.
feel like these fences are a complete waste of time and
So those
money.
fences, yeah, but those fences are thinking longer term in the game because you can get cheetah scorps through these back islands into your home base. You can get water rushes through here. They can be quite a nuisance if you at least don't delay them a little bit. So I think Gray is just trying to
Yeah,
preempt, but
I
at
mean,
this point,
he's. It's almost as if he's playing too defensively, right? He's not taking initiative here, and I mean, Nisprox is kind of running away with it in mid. But I feel like boxing yourself in like this is just a recipe for disaster.
so it's
Spending a
boxing.
lot of money on those fences.
So his henchmen, if you look at the top of the map, 3 of them were able to get away. So he was able to ditch middle, and hopefully he'll set up shop up top. He does have a geyser there, so he's not completely fenced in, and that one fence will hopefully delay these melee units. Um,
But he's just not got much in the way of defense back home, and there's so many hogs out here.
yeah,
What
I
is
mean,
Hog
without a
Nation?
without a doubt, this is going to be hard for Gray to come back
Well,
from.
actually, the fence is paying off a lot right now.
You're still asking
These
why the
guys
heck you
just
put that
hanging
up.
out.
But yeah, if you're not microing, your units just get stuck. So Nisperox is interesting. He's scouting coal piles around his base. He's being very cautious right now. He
Yeah,
realizes he wanted.
he was able to find Gray's secret top expo here. These hogs are still just chilling.
Yeah, I
Here we
think
go. Some ranged
eventually.
units going up. It's going to be really hard for Gray to hold this top expo. These Cheetorpians could deal some damage, but there's already some defensive hogs prepared for just such an
Oh,
occasion. Nope,
but then they just walk away, just miss each other. So they did not attack. Neither of them attacked. Move there.
they're finally choosing violence.
So here's the thing.
Finally moving into the base here, and Gray really has nothing back at home. Probably focused on the micro of these cheetah scorps here, but
I mean, he's got two sound beams. That's gonna. The problem is with these warthog cockroaches. They're first of all just so beautiful, but they have herding, they have regen, they have decent health. So if anyone's gonna soak up a lot of sound beam damage, it's these guys.
yeah,
Looks
I mean
like
this generator is going to fall. I mean, there's just no saving it really.
yeah.
But Gray
There's
is able to keep
ooh,
unit production up from this north side. He can try and put a dent in Nisperox's economy, but there's just units posted, ready to defend everywhere on the map.
yeah, he's got his middle of the Nisperox has the middle of the map defended. He's trying to mass enough cheetah scorps to at least cause a little damage, but yeah, he realizes there's just too much range
Yeah,
there. And it's
and
great.
with
You'll
his
notice.
baseball, the economy is just falling to pieces now. All he's got mining is these 4 henchmen really, and
I know.
the henchmen at home, but they're having to pull back and forth non-stop, trying to repair, trying to hold out just a little longer.
Yeah.
Probably going to be able to fend off this attack, but he did lose every single lightning rod and his generator back at home, so his electricity income is completely gone.
Yeah, it's
And
really tough.
yeah,
I mean,
Nisprox just has so many units and so many expansions. He has so much money and so
yeah.
many hogs.
At this point, the scales have definitely tipped towards Nisperox's favor economically. The amount of units he's massing in the middle, he's going to just be able to cut Gray off from the whole map. Gray's trying these little raiders, these cuttlefish at Nisperox's base, but Nisperox has just got every part of the map covered with units right now. And he's moving up north, so he's going to go. He knows those cheetah scorps are coming from somewhere, so he's going to go try and find them and stamp out Gray's only expo.
Gray, nice enough to leave a a unit-wide gap in this fence.
It's very
The
kind of Gray.
forces are all making it through. Oh, that is sad to see. There we go. Nisperox really showing off, flexing his muscles there. He is such a strong player, and well, you can see why he's just made it into grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely, without doubt. I mean, Nisperox is one of our best 1v1 players, and he really does specialize in smaller 1v1 maps. That's what he practices. That's what he likes to do.
Yeah, great. I mean, all props to him. Made it this far into the tournament. I don't think anyone was expecting that, but he has really put on a show. But
absolutely,
he will be falling into the loser's bracket. He is not out yet, though, so he does have another chance. He does have the chance for redemption.
Yes,
he's hoping for.
He does. All right, so we have Gray in the chat. Gray, talk to us. How are you feeling?
Wow, that felt hopeless.
Oh, I mean, that first game, it was tough.
Like a resource modifier. He had so many. What? I need to watch what happened on that last game, but
he did.
He had just so many units before I even had one.
So talk us through what happened that first map on Cenote.
Yeah, that first map, that was.
Were you trying a rush down at the bottom, or?
Yeah, most people go for the middle expo because it has 6 coal, and I really expected him to do that, and he did not, and that completely threw me off that he took that expo first and went for a water rush.
Yeah,
so yeah, that thwarted my whole plan.
Yeah, he usually does not bring amphib. He usually uses melee.
And in the second game, I don't think that was a good pick versus him. He's probably his element on ring. I thought I could beat him. He knew exactly what he was gonna do. All my replays are out there for those maps, versus B Champ. So
right.
He had a lot of hench in the middle there. He had pure swimmers.
Yeah, absolutely. There was.
Yeah,
it was very well
I don't know.
prepared.
I just didn't. I was not winning in any of those games at any point. Just straight. He just squashed me before I could even do anything.
Yeah, he got the jump on you pretty much all 3 times basically, and once you get started, it's very easy to let it snowball out of control. But you're not out yet.
Oh yeah, he's not going to drop that lead.
You've got another chance.
I need to see what he did on that red beach.
So he built a chamber down at partway off that bottom island, just on that long strip. He built a chamber midway up that strip, and then as his henchmen were running to middle, he was producing units behind his henchmen to back them up. Because he's seen your replays.
So he had no expo or anything?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I guess that happens when they know what you're going to do. Very good counter. He's probably thinking about.
Yeah, he didn't.
Probably expected me to pick a map like that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Maybe Dreamcatcher would have been a better pick.
Yeah, we've seen you do well on Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, that was wild. That was very one-sided.
I mean, either way, Gray, you've come much further than anyone has expected you to. You've played so well this tournament. You've taken out top players like Sniper convincingly. There's no doubt that you're definitely one of the top players on the scene right now.
Yeah,
so good job.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how far I went. I still have the losers bracket. We'll see how that goes.
Exactly. You've got a chance, a small hope to get your rematch against Nisperox here. Obviously not wanting to jump the gun or anything, but
you're going to have to go through Yagami or Mutt. Who knows? Their games are coming up soon, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you later, hopefully with more games. But for now, cheery bye.